Okay, just wanted to give you a little follow-up because that last video, I don't have a video editor and software yet, but I thought I could pause the video and then finish it, but apparently that's a dumb idea because that didn't work. So anyway, I wanted you to get a better look at this seal. You can see, sorry, how I kind of tore the crap out of the seal, but the key is don't gouge your shaft or the housing where your Turbo 350 or whatever automatic transmission shifter shaft comes through the case. If you could buy one of those shifter shaft seal removers, but apparently O'Reilly's, Advance, couldn't find it on their shelves or in their books, and Napa could order one, but I didn't want to wait on it because I'm trying to get this stupid thing put back together. But the face of this seal, so small. I'm saying, God, it's not even quite like 1/8 of an inch, so there you can't really screw into the face of that seal and then use like a little screw with a little slide hammer, because some of the small engines and motorcycles you can remove seals by just, you know, yanking them out with a slide hammer setup, but this thing's so small you can't really do that. See if it'll focus better this time on that. That thing just doesn't want to focus on that part number, but it's an 8792S National Seal. I wanted to show you. I got all the carb cleaner blowed out of that hole. And that shaft, I did not nick it. Like, if it had some odd looking areas on it, it wasn't from my procedure or me working on it, but it did have one spot. There was no raised burrs, but to me you could see where it had been, I don't know, almost like it had some gouges in it from pliers, maybe, I'm not sure. But I cleaned it up and made sure it was as smooth as possible through working through a little gap like that. There was absolutely no damage or burrs whatsoever in the case. But basically I just took some Vaseline and I filled the back side of that sealing lip area just like I would for a one-piece rear main seal or a timing chain cover seal to your dampener. I always fill them full of grease. And I lube the shaft, and you got to be real careful because you do not want to roll that lip as you're working it onto this 1/2 inch shifter shaft, because it is kind of a booger right there at the very top because of all the sharp edges of the way they've got it machined down for your shifter lever arm. It has that rectangular hole. Well, there's a rectangular end, kind of hard to see, in this shifter shaft, and you got to make sure you get that seal started on that shaft without rolling it or tearing it or anything dumb like that. You'll notice that I went ahead and followed the advice of the other video that was on YouTube, and you just seat there, not seat it, because the seal is supposed to be just inside that beveled area of the housing, and when if you have to work on one, you'll see it. But the face has to be inside that beveled area, and I went past just a hair. That way, if I ever have to change it or work on this again, it's going to be a little bit easier to get out, because down inside that case there is like a stepped ledge or a stopping point, and you could drive that seal all the way in until it hits that little ledge. But that's number two things I don't like about that is, number one, it makes it really freaking hard to get out, because that's what I encountered with removing the one that was leaking on mine. And if you put it back exactly where they had it previously, kind of says to me, oh, maybe that area of that shaft isn't as smooth or as true as it once was, and maybe that contributed to the leak. But anyway, I wanted to show a little bit more than the other video. Because I don't have a tripod and I'm using this stupid cell phone, I can't really set this phone up to record while I was digging out the the old seal, but I did want to show you that picture, or at least show you the old seal, how I just worked a really small ended screwdriver. Started with this one right here. Just start with this one and just slowly work yourself in between the seal and the shaft, just back and forth, you know what I mean, just really gentle right up against the shaft, keeping the end of it flat. Then I moved up to this screwdriver, which is basically just a hair bigger than the one I started with, but it has a lot more leverage with the bigger handle and the better shaft on it. And then eventually I moved up to this screwdriver here, where I could pop it out. Because once it starts to move, once you get that thing to start moving, you know, sideways or cockeyed, whatever you want to call it, inside this little bore, it comes, pretty much pops right out, as long as you don't run into the case while you're trying to pry on it. Just remember, don't let the end of your screwdriver dig into your case, and don't scratch the crap out of your shaft. So there it is, Turbo 350 shifter shaft seal replacement. Now I just got to bolt my arm back on and probably clean up this huge mess I made, because when you turn the transmission on its side, it doesn't like that too much. But anyway, I wanted to be able to see what I was doing and be able to video it. So anyway, I got that seal replaced, so let's get this stupid transmission back in.